please help me welcome our CEO, the main gamer in charge. Put those thunder sticks together for Min Liang Tan! Thank you.
Good morning. Now, we are really excited to be here today. We've got some truly phenomenal products to show you. But first, I think many of you guys are familiar with Razer. Who's familiar with Razer? Who knows who? That's great. Well, there are a couple of things that we have not disclosed outside of Razer for the past couple of years. The first of which, we have had a stealth division within the company for the past 3 years, just working on product over and over and over again. We've brought in top talent from places like Apple, Dell, HP, Palm. We even acquired the engineering team of a company called OQO. Who's familiar with OQO? Yeah. Absolutely. They were the guys who did the world's smallest Windows PCs, the smallest and thinnest Windows PCs in the world. And we acquired the engineering team back in 2009. It's been a long time. And we recently brought in an entire engineering team, guys who have made some of the most innovative PC systems in the world. We've built, probably today, when everyone's trying to get out of the space, we have bucked the trend. We are now focusing in terms of bringing in all this engineering talent, bringing in all this design talent into Razer, and the stealth division for us is called Snake Pit. Well, we launched the first product. We announced the first concept device earlier this year at CES, and we called it the Razer Switchblade. Today, we are going to be announcing the next product. And earlier this week, we took out a full-page ad on the Wall Street Journal. And some of you guys may ask, why the Wall Street Journal? Well, that's the stuff that the console guys read. So we took out, yeah, we don't read papers anymore. We took out a full-page ad on the Wall Street Journal addressed to our friends, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, to basically tell them that, hey, look, guys, we hear a lot of rumors and all kinds of stuff in the marketplace that innovation in PC is dying, that innovation in PC gaming is gone. And some of these rumors have some truth in it. Ask yourselves, honestly, when was the last time any of you felt passionately about a desktop or a laptop? Except yesterday. But it's been a long time. It's been a really long time. There's really been nothing there. Why? Because over the years, the big boys said, look, we are just looking at getting it cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. That's what everybody wants, right? Because it's cheaper. And how did they do it? They stopped investing in innovation. They cut all their innovation teams. They let it all out. And they went back to the factories and told them, hey, we don't want to do any more design. We are just going to one of these factories and tell them, get me a product, I'll slap my logo on it, and bam, we'll get it cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And that's where we are today. And whose fault is it? Pretty much. We can kind of look at ourselves to a certain extent. Why we want things more inexpensive, we want it cheaper, but that's what's been happening in terms of innovation for the big boys. To the extent where the world's largest PC manufacturer has basically said, we don't even want to be in this business anymore. We are the biggest boys in the world, but we don't want to be in this business. You guys can have it. We don't want it anymore. That's where innovation lies with PCs today. But we're here. And we have got something for you. We are going to bring innovation not just back to PC gaming, we are going to bring innovation back to the PCs, and we are going to show the world today that PC gaming is not dead. All right. Now, you guys will be familiar with us. You know, we make the best user interface devices in the world. We make the best gaming peripherals in the world. And hell, We were the guys who created this space. When we founded the company many years ago, all these user interface devices back then, they were the same state as how the PC industry is today. When we wanted to build the world's first true gaming mouse, they told us, you must be crazy. We all just want a $5 mouse. We just want a $5 keyboard. It's all about getting the price lower and lower and lower again. We could have sat there and said, you are right. But we are the crazy ones. We said, I don't care. We just want to create something that we like ourselves as gamers. And that's when we came up with the phrase, for gamers, by gamers. And in a world where all these mice were what they called commoditized, the same as how PCs are today, we came out with the world's first gaming mouse. And fast forward a couple of years, we've created the fastest growing segment in peripherals today. And what do you see today for user interfaces? Everyone is innovating right now for user interfaces again. It's become interesting, it's become exciting, because that's what the gamers really wanted. We are pushing the envelope right now. We've created benchmarks. Think about it. Back then, nobody cared about precision. No one cared about accuracy. Today, everyone has DPI as a benchmark in all the mice. It's not just gaming mice, but every single mouse out there. And there's actually another funny story. Back then, if you guys remember for the optical mice, you got to kind of shake them before it kind of boots up, and there's this terrible lag. Remember that? We were the first to pioneer it being always on. And today, it's not just the gaming mice, but every single mouse out there. We have brought this standard to everything, to every single one. And that's how innovation comes about. This is the Razer Mamba. It is the benchmark of which all gaming mice are pegged to today. It's one of the best gaming mice in the world. We've also got the Razer Black Widow. It's used by professional gamers and gamers of all skill levels. And we're also one of the leaders in terms of gaming audio. This is the Razer Tiamat. It's the world's first true 7.1 gaming headset. It's got 10 discrete drivers in there. And they said we were crazy to do it. Well, today, we have an all-new product. And it's not just a product, and everyone here is going to be witness to it. It's an all-new category for the PC. And we call it the Razer Blade. Now, in a single sentence, what is the Razer Blade? Well, it's the world's first true gaming laptop. Now, some of you guys may say, wow, that's a bit of a ballsy statement to make. That's kind of audacious, right? And I think I saw one of the press articles yesterday. It said, wow, these guys must have balls of steel to launch something like that. Well. What do we mean by the world's first true gaming laptop? Pretty much it's just three simple things. Just three simple things. There's true portability, it's got incredible performance, and we have designed an all-new user interface just for it. Just three things. And let me kind of take you guys through the first point, true portability. Now, we kind of looked at all the gaming laptops out there, or gaming systems that call themselves laptops. And they're great gaming systems. This is one of them. This is the Razer. It's pretty representative. It's a great laptop. This is one from Asus, 17 inches. It's big. And of course, this is one from our friends from Alienware, this M17X. Now, all these are great systems. They're great systems, and we sat down and we looked at them and said, wow, these are fantastic. And we kind of distilled the key points from each of these systems. Now, they've got most of them have a 17-inch display. It's pretty representative, all right? And they've got phenomenal performance. They've got a discrete GPU in there. It powers a great CPU, it's got a great GPU. But that's when they start to compromise. Why? Because they need to compromise for all of that. Because if you think about it, most gaming laptops today are kind of designed like gaming desktops. And is that the right way to do it? Now, let's look at it. They compromise in terms of thickness. They're all about 2 inches to 3 inches thick. 2 or 3 inches thick. It's pretty thick. And they're kind of heavy. I don't know how many of you have actually brought your gaming systems to PAX, but if you're going to be traveling all around with a 15-pound thing on your back, you're probably going to leave it back there. So we looked at it and decided what was the best stuff that we wanted. A 17-inch screen. We all want great 17-inch screens, don't we? Great real estate. And we're all gamers here. We want great performance. So we looked at it and said, discrete GPU, we must have that. But carrying something around really thick and having to compromise in terms of thickness, that's not cool. And we said, no, we don't want something 2 or 3 inches thick. There's way too much compromise out there. It's really thick. And the weight, whew. There's a new name for all of these systems, actually, in the industry. They're not called laptops. They're not called portables. They're actually called luggables. And if you want to lug something around, these are great systems to have. And don't get me wrong. I like these systems. These systems are great if you just care about performance. But for myself, if I cared about performance, I'm back home with my desktop with my dual SLIs running. That's what I want. But if I'm on the road, I want something truly portable. Now, how portable is the Razer Blade? Let's take a look. This is the thickness of the thinnest of all the gaming systems out there right now, the gaming laptops, so to speak. This is the thickness of the M17X. It's almost 2 inches thick, 1.77 inches thick. And when we sat down and designed it, we said, hey, we want to create something truly phenomenal, something that would change the face of PC gaming. And the Razer Blade is about half of that. 0.88 inches thin. That's incredible. It's pretty amazing. I was astounded when our engineers managed to do that. And what about weight? Well, the M17X weighs about 9.5 pounds. It's almost 10 pounds. That is pretty heavy. And the Razer Blade comes in at less than 7 pounds. So that's what we kind of set out to do. We didn't want to create a luggable. Bear in mind, we looked at it and said, if we want a laptop, we want a true laptop. And that's where all the innovation has come in. That's where a significant amount of engineering work has come in. And let me take this opportunity and shall I show it to everyone right now? Now, this is a regular messenger bag. You can buy this from anywhere. I think I've got to blur out the logo if it's on video. But this is a regular messenger bag, something you'd bring along with you all the time to work, to school. And this, ladies and gentlemen, truly portable, 0.88 inches thin, less than 7 pounds. Let me open it. There you go. Now, this isn't thinner than just the gaming systems out there that call themselves gaming laptops. there is actually another laptop out there. It's not a PC, though. That has a discrete graphics, that is 17 inches in terms of the screen size. It's supposed to be one of the most powerful laptops in the world. This is thinner than the MacBook Pro. So this outperforms the MacBook Pro in gaming. There's only one thing it doesn't do, though. But we PC gamers, we don't care. Why? It doesn't run Mac OS X. That's all. True portability. And this is a couple of different angles from the side. It's backlit. The logo is backlit from the back. It's beautiful. And how we've gotten it so thin is that we've machined this out of aluminum. It's beautiful. Here's the side profile. It's super, super thin. This is the future of PC gaming. Now, what is this? Now, this is something that you won't find on your tech specs anywhere when you buy a laptop. This is about 8 inches wide and about 4 inches tall and about an inch thick. What is this? It's the power supply. That's the stuff that you don't notice until you buy the unit and you put it in your bag. This is about 2.5 pounds usually. And we brought in the top power experts. We sat down and told ourselves, look, we are designing a product for gamers, by gamers, and we wanted something truly phenomenal. And we redesigned our power supply to be about 1/3 of the size. It's incredible. It is truly, truly amazing. But you know, I can show you the pretty pictures up here, but why don't I show it to you guys right now? Now, this is a regular power supply. This is how it is. It's about over 2 pounds. It's pretty heavy. This is the power supply we created. That's how incredible it is. It's about 0.7 pounds. You've included with the Razer blade about 7.5 pounds when you bring it out. If you put this together with a regular gaming laptop, that's close to, even for the lightest, about 12, 13 pounds at the bare minimum. So when we design at Razer, we truly look at everything from inside out. So, true portability. What's next? Now, we're all gamers here. We're interested in having incredible performance. There was an interesting post I saw yesterday on Reddit where the guy said, hey, look, you know, for a gaming laptop, I could make all kinds of stuff. I could make two 23-inch monitors, so on and so forth. That's what I would do. In fact, I would encourage every one of us to do that. Why? Because we need more gaming PCs out there. But the problem is, how do you carry a gaming desktop with you when you travel or when you go out, when you go to work, so to speak, or when you go to school? So we focused on getting incredible performance for the Razer blade. Now, we could have done it the other way. And don't get me wrong, guys like Alienware, they do a phenomenal job in creating some really great systems. But they've taken the direction where they want to get the best amount of performance, and they compromise on everything else. Thickness, weight, and you've seen it. 3 inches thick, about over 10 pounds. We decided to look at the other facet, which we felt was more important. What was that? We decided to look at the games. We looked at some of the latest games out there. Instead of trying to get the biggest and beefiest GPUs and CPUs, we looked at the games and asked ourselves, what's going to run Battlefield 3? What's going to run League of Legends, Rift? And all these games that we play at high detail with great frame rates. And then we worked backwards from there, and we said, this is the performance metric. That's how we worked on it. This is the performance metric. We then sat down with our thermal engineers. We then sat down with all our mechanical and EE engineers and said, we want all of that performance in something as thin as this. And that is where true innovation comes in. Can you get something with the same specs or better specs for something thicker, 3 inches? Yes, we can. We absolutely can. But we designed this for 2 things. We designed this not just for performance, but we designed this also for portability. And how did we do this? We have some of the top talent in the world. And on top of that, we sat down and worked with one of the best CPU companies in the world, Intel, and they put an entire dedicated team to work with us. It's a huge amount of engineering work. Why? To be able to shrink that much power into a really thin form factor. What is it running? It's running one of the highest clock speed Core i7 processors for the mobile. It's beautiful. It's 2.8 gigahertz. And we worked with one of the best GPU companies in the world. We sat down and said, we need that amount of power. We need that amount, it's got that amount of heat, and we need to dissipate that. And we want to bring it down to as thin as possible. And we worked with NVIDIA, and they put in a GT555 in that. A Core i7, a GT555, that's incredible performance, and there's something as thin as 0.88 inches thick. That's beautiful, incredible performance. Now, it's truly portable. It's got incredible performance. What about the screen? We want a really nice screen, don't we? A really nice screen. We don't want one of those pissant little screens that we've got to play with. We've got an iPhone for that. 17.3 inches wide. It's a beautiful screen. It's pretty amazing. It's fully LED backlit, and its native resolution is 1920 by 1080. It's truly portable. Well, imagine this. We have already, at this point of time, broken all the records out there. We've gotten a 17-inch laptop. We have brought it down to half the thickness, half the weight of all comparable other systems. And we did a lot of fancy stuff to get there. Fancy thermal engineering. We've had lots of different materials, aluminum. We had to mill that all out to get that down into the ultra-thin, super-thin form factor. But that was not enough for us. And of course, there was a power supply, which is cool, but that was not enough for us. We wanted to revolutionize user interfaces for laptops. The third point, we've got a revolutionary user interface. Now, we make some of the best gaming keyboards in the world, all right? And this is the world's first true anti-ghosted gaming laptop keyboard. We created the first anti-ghosted keyboard, which really pretty much means that you can kind of press any amount of combinations, and it won't lock up. It's phenomenal. It's fully backlit. It's all programmable, like any Razer keyboard in the world, and we make some of the best keyboards. And there's a full-size keyboard. Think about it. All the laptops you've bought, some of them look really great, but they kind of start compromising in terms of the keyboard, right? It kind of gets mushy, and that sucks. We focused in terms of getting the best force curve, the best feel for the keyboard. And if you look on the right, where your hand kind of naturally sits, that is where true innovation comes in. Now, you'll all remember the Razer Switchblade. Right? When this came out, people went nuts. It was like the first time they'd seen anything cool for PC gaming until today, all right? And it was great. It had a dynamic tactile keyboard. It changed, intuitively for whatever games you had. And we won at the world's biggest consumer electronics show. We, the PC gamers, won the best of the show then. That was fantastic. Now, what we've done is to take all that innovation. It was a concept device, and that's what we call the Razer Switchblade concept device. We took all that innovation and put it to the side of the Razer blade. It's beautiful. Now this is crazy. It's crazy. We've put 10 dynamic adaptive tactile keys above. And not only that, we've also included a cell phone quality, a smartphone quality panel right below it. And it's not just a screen. You can use it as a screen, but it's also fully multi-touch capable. It's amazing. Now, let me pull this up. This is maybe something that you can see like, when you're playing League of Legends, for example. You've got the dynamic keys above that will shift and change to whatever character. And we've got two modes. Let me just clarify this. One mode is for the guys who still love their gaming mice, the Razer gaming mice that all of you guys use. So you can use it with as a secondary screen. The other mode is what we call the gaming touch panel mode. And let me kind of touch on the secondary screen mode first. This, as you can see, it's got 10 dynamic keys above. It shifts and changes. If you're playing League of Legends, you can look at your inventory while you play. You could hit a button and look at champion stats. You could say, hey, I want to kind of get out of the game, but I still want to stay in the game. So how many of you guys play Portal 2 here? Portal 2? Okay. Now, I'll admit, I loved Portal 2, but there were times, and not many times, maybe like once or twice, maybe twice, I got stuck. There were times I got stuck. And I was like, what the hell? What am I going to do? What do you do? Well, I don't know about you guys. I go alternate tab. I get out. I go watch a YouTube walkthrough. And I go, damn, I knew that, but, it's fine. But what this does is it allows you to just stay in the game. You could hit a home button. You could hit on the YouTube app. You could be watching the walkthrough without getting out of the game. That's incredible. That is just amazing. Think about it. You could have people messaging you on Facebook. You don't need to get out of the game, and you say, bugger off, don't bug me. You could be bringing people to join you for raids, so on and so forth. It's incredible.
You're gone.
Not yet. It's incredible. Well, and you can change your tunes. It's incredible. It's beautiful. And what else? That's not all. Now remember, that was a secondary screen mode. That's for the guys who want to use it with a gaming mice. What if you want to kind of take it really on the road? You're in Starbucks, you don't have a lot of space. Now, we looked at all the trackpads out there, and we decided that they suck. We make the best gaming mice in the world. Why can't we make the best gaming trackpads? And we have made the best gaming trackpads. Now, if you look at your dynamic tactile keys, those will be your hotkeys, for example, in a game like Rift. For example, it can shift and morph. You can press a button, it changes. We've got custom gestures to allow you to do different applications on the go. We've also optimized this for both the feel, the traction, and sensitivity for all games. RTSs, MMOs, and the holy grail for a trackpad, we've done it also for an FPS. You can play an FPS on a trackpad. And of course, we'll be showcasing this in different videos along the way, but it's really incredible. So two modes, the secondary screen mode and the touch panel mode. Well, I thought this would be a good time for me to introduce one of the engineering leads for the Razer Blade. He's out of our top secret snake pit facility. In fact, this is the first time we have ever mentioned that our secret facility was just called Snake Pit. It didn't even have a logo on the office. We had tens of engineers doing this. And please welcome Mr. John Wilson, Director of Engineering at Razer.
everyone see that? Right. Kind of a weird angle to look at a laptop. So what we have here is a little demo reel of League of Legends gameplay, and obviously focusing on the Switchblade UI here. You have the 10 dynamic tactile keys, so these keys do click and depress. They feel great. You can assign any icon, any keybind, any macro to these keys. And what we've discovered is that you can even get into some like chained macros where you hit a key, your keys all change underneath your hand to hit your next key. And you can get to some pretty fun, complex gameplay that way. Down below, you have the high detail LCD that operates in 2 modes. You have the secondary screen mode that will have apps supplied by Razer, as well as in some of the relationships we're working out with ISVs, with software developers. The other mode is the gaming trackpad mode, and we focused a lot on the gestures that you can use when you're playing games. And as Min was saying, you know, it's never really been possible to play an FPS on a trackpad, but we've all forgotten our mouse once, you know, or been on a plane or something, and you're sitting there. And with the gestures that we've designed in, it really does allow you to turn around really fast and get back to play and be accurate. There's 2 keys underneath, left-right keys, very standard, kind of like on a trackpad, clickable. And that's the Switchblade UI.
Thank you. Thank you. Pretty amazing, huh? Yeah. Okay. Well, in summary, the world's first true gaming laptop. It's truly portable, it's got incredible performance, and it's got a revolutionary UI. It's all aluminum. That's how we've managed to get it so thin. It's the only other laptop that gets so thin. It's 0.88 inches thin. It's less than 7 pounds. Together with the power supply, it's 7.5 pounds. It's got a full, beautiful, vibrant 17-inch display. It's 1920 by 1080. It's got incredible performance. It's got one of the highest clock speed Core i7 mobile processors there, 2.8 gigahertz. It's got an NVIDIA GT 555, and it comes standard with 8 gigs of RAM. Now, bear in mind, we decided to design this laptop with no compromises. We didn't start off with price. We just designed something that we felt would totally change the face for PC gaming. We could have started putting there like 4 gigs of RAM and then trick you into having to upgrade to 8 gigs of RAM. You know, we could put a lower kind of like a CPU and GPU and say, hey, look, you know, guys, if you paid another $2 million, it can go up to whatever it is. And bear in mind, there are little other things that we've done. For example, and things that you may think that, oh, wow, that's the way the world is. But we decided this is not the way the world should be. Like bloatware. Think about it, bloatware. How many of you have bought a laptop? You boot it up, and that damn antivirus just keeps saying, please register. You try to shut it off, 2 weeks later, bam, it's there again. Think about it. You try to delete it, my God, I have not been able to do that. That really sucks. And, you know, and then I think there have been times of which they say, yeah, we can remove it, you've got to pay $100 or $150. But that's how the business has been going. It's been commoditized over and over again. We have taken all of that out. We created a Switchblade UI. We could have stopped there, but we decided to have a revolutionary new UI, something truly cool and new. We want to break all boundaries. It's got a full multi-touch gaming trackpad and a secondary screen for all of that. The first time for a long, long time anyone has been passionate about a gaming laptop. That's crazy. We're going to be retailing this for $27.99. Now, that is expensive. That is expensive. And if you think about it, why don't I just get a system, that could have the same specs or better specs at, half the price? So it's not really half the price, but for a cheaper price. You can. But that is the angle that we're taking a totally different approach. This is the world's thinnest performance gaming laptop, bar none. There is no other laptop in the world that approaches this. The rest of them are 2 or 3 times the thickness of the same and the weight. And if you guys like a performance desktop or laptop, I urge you, please go for it. But there are many of us out there. There are many of us out there who want really cool technology, who want the latest and the greatest, and we want something that's truly portable, half the size, half the thickness of everything else out there. And what's incredible is that we're going to be shipping this year in Q4. It's incredible. Well, the world's first true gaming laptop, true portability, incredible performance, and an all-new revolutionary UI. And we're calling it the Razer Blade. Now, I just have one thing to say before we round this all up. It's been said many times that the PC is dying, the PC is dead, and we tell ourselves, no, it's not. We are still playing games. We're still out there and stuff like that. But slowly and inevitably, you think about it. The PC is a commodity today. And we only have to look at ourselves in the mirror to realize that we were part of the whole process. We asked all the PC manufacturers, hey, bring down your prices, bring it down. And they said, okay, we'll do that. They brought it down further and further and further, and they cut innovation over and over and over. They said, we don't need engineers. We'll just outsource everything to the factories. We just go to the factories and get whatever they want. That's what's been happening to the PC industry. And it's been a long time since any of us have been passionate about anything to do with a PC. And PC gaming, that's how it's also become. Well, I hope that today we have shown the world that there can still be innovation in the PC, and that we will continue to design not just for PC gaming, but for PCs in general, and we will show the world that PC gaming is not dead. Thank you.